Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Rick coming back at you. And in today's video, what I want to talk about is the initial investment up front that I'm making to make sure everything is the way it needs to be, or as I would like it to be in regards to repairs, and then also putting things on a maintenance schedule and the importance of that as well. But before we get into that, make sure that you are subscribed, as I keep you up to date with my journey in all of my investments, my crypto investments, my stock investments, and now most recently with this investment property. So one thing to be aware of when it comes to an investment property is the upfront cost. We're not just talking about closing costs, but we're also talking about the cost of upkeep on a home. And this can be a major expense. And this is something that I knew about going into buying the property. I knew what condition the house was in, and I knew that there were going to be some maintenance and repair things that were going to have to be done on my end to make sure that this doesn't become a problem down the road. Now, did I try to negotiate this in pre-closing? Of course I did. They gave me credits instead of fixing things or repairing things. So it was put on me to start making sure that these repairs get done and that things get put out of maintenance schedule. So make sure that you're aware of this, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. But one of the newest things that I just did, one of the most recent things that I just did, is I have an AC unit that's actually 22 years old. That is way longer than the life expectancy of a lot of AC units. They usually don't last that long at all. So I knew before I bought this property that this could be an issue that arises down the road. Now, of course, I put the home warranty on the house. So if it does go bad, I'm not having to fork out $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to get the AC unit replaced. But what I also know is if it's working now, it's important for me to make sure that it stays working in the future so that I don't have to use the home warranty. I don't want to use it. So what I did was I had an AC technician come out and get the AC unit on a maintenance schedule, something where they are coming out every 6 months to service it, to upkeep it, to make sure that everything looks good and that it's going to keep running for years and years and years down the road. Now, this is especially important because I live in Arizona. It gets to be 115 degrees during the summertime. So AC units tend to fail quite often here. So the fact that this one's 22 years old is absolutely amazing. So I want to make sure that if I don't plan on buying a new AC unit anytime soon, I need to keep up with the maintenance of this thing. So for me, that was number one. I knew I had to put this thing on a maintenance schedule. Now, I just had them come, and I want to go through with you. I have some pictures of some things that were wrong with it, but and I'll post them. I'll actually post them on this video itself, but I want to just show you guys, number one, the price of what to expect. Prices do vary on this based on company, but just what I paid. And then also I'll show you what they did as well, because they actually gave me some freebies, which I thought was cool too. Really, really good people. So first and foremost, let's get to the actual cost. So I paid for a 3-year maintenance plan. This is where they come out every 2 months, or every 6 months rather, and they are servicing your unit to make sure everything is okay. Also with that, I am getting discounted labor and discounted parts. So if something does go wrong, they're going to take care of it and they're going to discount the parts and labor of that. Very, very important. Now for that, I paid $674. That's not just for that. They also replaced a capacitor while they were here, and they cleaned up some wiring while they were here too. So I paid $140 for the initial service today, with the checking of the system, cleaning the system, and then fixing the capacitor and wiring. But then they also put me on the 3-year maintenance schedule as well. So this is gonna make sure that my AC unit stays running throughout the future, and I don't have to worry about it. I have professionals coming to look at it. So remember, this is an investment property for me. So I need to put money up initially to make sure that everything is working and operating the way it needs to work and operate. So really, really crucial. So that was one of the first things that I did. And then also, while they were here, they actually replaced this guy for me. This is the old thermostat. Let me show you the new one as well. So this is the old one, and the old one actually didn't work at all. So I had them put this one in right here. So this is something that they did complimentary. They just put that in. So it's really important to understand the costs that go into this stuff, because these are things that will catch you off guard if you're not familiar with what needs to be done. So I'm speaking to you from experience as a first-time home buyer, but also an investor. Make sure that this stuff gets done, especially being in Arizona, knowing how hot it gets. You want to make sure that that AC is running spectacularly all the time, and you want to make sure that it's serviced by professionals. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as a transparency of, hey, here's what to expect. So if this did help you, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Other than that, you guys have a great day.